Everyone tuning in across Australia on Sky Racing 2 as we build up to the first of the Victorian finals, which is the distance, and Corey Smith. It's a good field. Aunt Virginia, Drill Sergeant, who tonight was crowned Stayer of the Year down here in Victoria for the past financial year. It's a pretty good contest.
It's been a great night on course, mostly inside. Out here it's a little bit wet and woolly, but the track conditions are perfect, and I reckon there's going to be a seriously impressive performance out of this patch.
That there will be two ripping series of heats last week, which obviously results in two ripping finals tonight. Runners are almost about to make their way to us. Corey Smith, I'll send you off with Craig Salkin, who's got pass mark from the red.
Craig, we've seen pass mark up in Brisbane. He's come back down. He seems to be in pretty good form. Comes up with the red draw tonight. Is that the key to his chances?
Yeah, it's always handy in these big races, drawing inside box, you know. He's in decent form, so hopefully he goes well tonight.
You've got the lucky hat on, and we talk about that every time I interview you. Is it going to help tonight?
Oh, I've handled 2 winners so far, so hopefully a couple more would be nice.
All right, sounds like there's a little bit of confidence from Craig Salkin as we go to patch.
Thanks, Smithy. Andrew Paraskevas, Aunt Virginia. We know she's pretty early on in her campaign over 700 metres, so what was the wrap of her pulling up last week?
No, she got through the run quite well. She pulled up pretty flat after the Meadows, so she had a quiet week, and yeah, no, things have gone well.
Andrew Paraskevas there with Aunt Virginia Smithy. She's made a great start to her staying career to date, and tonight could be another chapter of that.
It was a little bit tight getting through there, but it's a very impressive field. I'll grab Steve White for a quick second. Steve, 2 runners in this final. Can we take any sort of push from which one you're handling?
No. She's just a bit funny, so I decided I'll handle her tonight.
2 greyhounds with massive engines we've seen step up to the 700 recently. Is there confidence in a race like this, or are you just hoping that they can improve on this one?
Oh, they're just not got much early toe, so they need a lot of luck in running. So, you know, we just got to keep our fingers crossed tonight.
And is the 700 metres going to be their go moving forward, or can you see them mixing their distances?
Oh, 600, 700, but at this stage, 700 will keep going with that.
Beautiful, and we'll go to patch with Alice Babe, who's been so impressive as of late.
That she has, Smithy. Brooke Ennis, I know yourself and Jamie have a good look at these fields and where they're going to settle. What do you think the early stage of her race looks like?
Yeah, I think just off her racing pattern, she'll probably settle behind them. You know, I think she's obviously going to be the run-on dog, and if she can get a nice clean run, I think, you know, she's going to be thereabouts, that's for sure.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Brooke Ennis there, Smithy, with Alice Bay. We know this is going to be set up sort of for her. She's going to be charging, she's going to be hitting the line. We're going to see pace from Aunt Virginia. Which way do you think it's going to play out? It's
a tough one, Patch. I think whoever wins this is going to be really hard to beat when they get to Angle Park in a few weeks' time. But I've landed on Aunt Virginia. I just love that early speed in races, and I think she's taken to this distance racing really well, and she's going to be hard to beat. But how do you discount a dog like Alice Babe or even a Pass Mark who's got the inside draw? There's so many greyhounds in this race that can win. I think there's none that you can put a line through.
100%. I'm with Aunt Virginia as well, but this is going to be a great spectacle. Where Alice Babe gets to, we'll wait and see, but we know she'll be hitting the line hard. Here's Dan Hibbard for the call of the Victorian edition, the National Distance Final.
It's been a fantastic night of racing, and we now have the 2 features here in Victoria coming up. This is the first of them, the distance, the sprint coming up after this, and it's a good race. Favourite in the blue, Aunt Virginia at $2.50, green light on for the Victorian final. They're set to run. And they're away and racing, and there was good speed out from Drill Sergeant. He'll fire through to keep the lead over, reiterate over from box 8. Railing through was Pass Mark. Aunt Virginia just got a little bit of a check there around the turn. Going through Pass Mark to 3rd, Aunt Virginia back to 4th. Then came Wild Cash. Well back was Black Silencer, Fire Chamber, and Ella's Babers at the rear of the field, but only about 8 or 9 off the lead. Down the back, Drill Sergeant. On the inside comes Aunt Virginia. On the outer was Reiterate. Pass Mark right behind them. Making ground then was Black Silencer underneath of Wild Cash. It's a good finish coming up. Aunt Virginia took the lead. Drill Sergeant tries to come again. Aunt Virginia in front. Drill Sergeant's digging, but Aunt Virginia won the final and beat home Drill Sergeant in an epic finish. 3rd home will be Pass Mark ahead of Black Silencer. Next, Fire Chamber. Ella's Babe couldn't get into it tonight from Wild Cash and Reiterate. And Aunt Virginia's off to SA in 41 at 83. She's been crunched in on the toes.
Very fine fashion is Aunt Virginia taking out the Victorian edition of the National Distance Final. And Andrew Paraskevas, we know last week she did her finest work out in front, but that's a slightly different element. She was sensational.
Yeah. No, she's terrific. Like, I was a bit worried when the check was in front of her. But no, she did a really good job. She railed underneath it really well and sort of gripped on, which was nice. She's done well.
And how do you think she'll handle Angle Park?
She's so like everything we've done or everything we've thrown at her, she's taken like a duck to water. So I don't think it'll be a problem. We'll obviously have to go over there and give her a trial, but no, it shouldn't bother her.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
There we have it, guys. Aunt Virginia through to the national distance final. Smithy in a pretty handy one to be representing the Big V as well.
We said pre-race, I like her early speed. She managed to do it from off the speed, so I think that bodes well for her chances. She's a greyhound that has a huge amount of ability, always have, and Andrew Paraskevas is won group races over in Adelaide before, and he might be able to do it again in a couple of weeks' time.
Indeed. So there is the Victorian final for the stayers up soon, guys. We'll have the sprinters back to you in studio. We'll be back here at Sandown shortly.
Quite happy with that.
For $17.90. 4, 2, 1 and 6 on race number 9. 41.83 was the time. Race 10 is the next. It is the Victorian National Sprint Final. The field of 8 with the scratchings of the reserves, and race 10 is due to go at 9:25.